Three, two, one. No, I'm not that tall. I'm not that short. I'm not that tall. More like pleasantly in the middle. Can somebody tell me which is my good side and which is my bad side? I've never been able to figure that out. Who am I? Hey, everybody, it's JJ from Bright Idea Records, located at brightidearecords.com, the bright minds in music. You like that tagline, that slogan? I'm kind of, I don't know. I just thought it up and I kind of like it. What was it? I was like, Bright Idea Records, the bright minds in music. Like that almost implies that everybody else is not. They're not the bright minds. Bright Idea Records are the bright minds. End of story. Eh, that's practically what I believe. I don't even know what you think I mean when I say bright. Like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with this singer. Maybe you are, maybe you are not. He's dead. It's the truth. It's been dead a while, really. His name is Chester Bennington. He comes from my home state of Arizona, and he's pretty famous. I mean, as far as dead guys go, he's really famous. But as far as just like singers, pop artists, like, you know, you're a pop artist if you're famous. That basically makes you like pop culture, alright? And what I'm getting at is, if you're familiar with the man and his work, you probably know him from like Linkin Park. Yeah. I mean, like, I think I became familiar with Linkin Park as a pop band. Like, weren't they on the Transformers soundtrack? If you can even, like, that was a while ago. I know. It was like, Jesus, 15 years ago? I don't know. I think so. It's like, that is not a new movie, Transformers. But I think they were on the soundtrack. They were connected to it, I think. And it was kind of like every little Transformers fan, whether fully grown or literally little, right? They were kind of like, I like this band. I think I'm gonna be a band, and that's cool. But like when Chester sang for Grey Days, they're kind of lesser known. Not they didn't get the blessing of being on the soundtrack. That's kind of like a gift and a blessing. That's like a cheat code almost. That's like you've almost got instant brand recognition. And what is your brand? Your band. Your band is your brand. That's how that works. So yeah, if you're on like a major motion picture, and that was a pretty major motion picture. I mean, it doesn't always work out that way. Like G.I. Joe, that was a toy, and that is a movie, and I mean, it is kind of popular. It is basically a smash blockbuster hit, if you will. I mean, there's plenty of people that totally dig the G.I. Joe movies. But I'm saying that making a movie that's based off of a toy is not a formula for like a blockbuster motion picture smash hit, like basing it off of a toy or a game like Battleship the movie. I'm pretty sure that was a flop. I'm just saying. I don't think people were lined up around the block to see that one. I could be wrong. I don't think I'm wrong. I'm not a total movie geek. I'm not checking out the reviews all the time. You know, I'm moody, not consistent. I got unsolvable problems, and it kind of leaves me in a not very lucid. I'm having a pretty lucid day today. Who am I? I'm JJ from Bright Idea Records. Thanks for watching the JJ Styles 0001 stream on Twitch.tv on this wonderful, beautiful June 22nd of 2023. I heard that, like, there's a raging fire on the north side of town. I don't know if I believe it. I mean, I guess I do. Usually when there's a big fire, like when the mountains are burning down, there's a big old dirty cloud that's, I mean, you know, it's pretty blue and bright out there. Maybe things will get brighter. Maybe things will get better. I know I have a real roundabout way when it comes to, like, sharing. I know, you probably think I'm just toying with you, but I actually understand the difficulties involved and with regarding the retention of information, the difficulties of like being fully engaged when like there's like a subject, there's like a subject matter, there's a lot of different parties involved when it comes to information, and I think it's totally difficult, and I totally overcomplicate things, but that's because I don't want misunderstanding to even be a possibility. And I think in the last like half dozen stream attempts, I've failed in every way I try not to, and it's just like, but I'm having a pretty lucid day. I know that's a strange thing to like, maybe things will get brighter, maybe things will get better. Yeah, maybe. That's actually a bad idea, but I'm gonna try to be hopeful. I'm gonna try. I think it's smarter to just say life sucks. I have no hope. I gotta dig my way out until my fingernails fall off. I'm gonna be clawing at the walls because that's the only way I'm getting out of this hole. It's desperate and it's horrible, but it's better than hope. If you're hoping to get rescued, you're gonna die in the hole that you're stuck in. That's the way that's gonna go down. You're not a survivor. I know a little bit about surviving because I've had some pretty, I don't even want to go there. That's why I haven't been able to complete my streams lately. You know what? This is annoying. Sorry, guys. I'll I'll clue you in on what I'm talking about. I'm a survivor because I'm streaming right now, and you can hear me, and that's it. Because right now my audio situation is totally frustrating. Like I have done, I'm kind of like an expert at sound and engineering and audio. I can do it on a Mac. I can do it on a PC. I can even do it in Linux. I can do it in Linux using like ALSA or Jack. I can do it in Windows using like Wasabi, freaking Direct Sound. Hell, even MME. I can do it on a Mac just as well. I can go into the MIDI control panel on a Mac. I can go into the sound control panel. I can like use alternative drivers even. Like, have you ever loaded, there's some pretty cool BSD Unixes on a Macs. On a Macs? What's a Macs? On Macs. And people don't even call them Macs anymore, do they? Is it Mac OS? I used to call it OS X. But like a few years ago, they're like, that's ignorant. It's Mac OS now, JJ. Get it right. Oh, my bad. I'm a little old school. Sorry, I've been at this a lot longer than you. Anyway, but no, I get it. My terminology is flawed. I'll work on that. I'm willing to work on my problems. The problem is working on your problems is kind of a privilege and a luxury when you don't have the bare necessities. You kind of need to be living like a privileged little bitch if you're going to address your problems seriously like a privileged little bitch would. Like, seriously. How are you going to ask a person living on the streets? I'm not saying I'm living on the streets. I'm using an extreme example to demonstrate how important the bare necessities are. Like, how are you going to ask a desperate person that's living on the streets, eating their next meal from a garbage can? Like, how are you going to ask that person to seriously work on their alcoholism problem? Like, when you don't know when you're going to be able to take off your clothes and take a shower and clean up, when's that going to be? I don't know, man. I'm homeless. If I take off my clothes, somebody's going to say indecent exposure. That's a crime. Hello. I'm just trying to survive. I'm not trying to be clean. I'm just trying to survive. And as far as like the eating from a garbage can, hey, you look down on that and think that's dirty. When I find something edible in a garbage can, that's a good day. That means free food that I didn't have to beg for. Because, you know, I don't think anybody is very proud to beg. Like, if you're out on the street, if you have to get in an intersection, use the crosswalk, get to the middle of the intersection, stand there on the median with a cardboard sign saying, help, 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 please help me. I don't think anybody's nobody brags about that. Like, some people brag about, oh yeah, I just got traded to a new team. Yeah, because I guess I'm in demand right now. I'm a real hot commodity. They're willing to pay me more, so I went to a new sports team. They're like, oh yeah, I went to a new band. Yeah, I mean, I really loved my old band, and we're still going to be together. We're still a thing. I'm not going to abandon, I mean, that would be like some poser. I'd be like a sellout if I left my old band. No, I'm not totally, it's more like I got a side thing going. It's kind of like I'm polygamous now, basically. It's like polyamorous. I don't know what the right term is. It's basically like I got a harem. Except instead of women, I got bands. And I'm just dividing myself up. That's because I'm a professional, you see. Oh yeah, well, we just went public with our stock. Because we're so successful and totally awesome, we do everything better than our competition, you see. And our customers know it. Yeah, how would a beggar sound if they're like, you know, I beg on every street corner in my town. And every time I stand there with my cardboard sign, I earn. I'm an earner. I earn way more than all the other homeless bums. And you know, some of these bums, they're not even homeless. They got a leg up on yours truly. hypothetically, this is what it would sound like, okay? You're like, yeah. Some of these people are phonies. Like, they have a home to go home to, and they still earn less than me, because I take my begging seriously. I'm thinking of going public. Oh, wait, I already am public. I'm right there in the street, standing at the median. And every red light, you're handing out some dough, because you're so privileged and you're so guilty. The moment you see me, I know. You know, the ironic thing is, you think I'm so successful that I should get a nice hotel, a nice hot meal, maybe a shower. That isn't what gets me the money, baby. The dirtier and filthier I am, the more hungry and desperate and malnourished, the more the dollars flow in. No, that's how I do it. I suffer so I can make the money, and that's why I'm the professional bum in my hometown. That's what that would sound like. That doesn't sound twisted, does it? I don't know. I think it does. I think it's totally twisted. But I mean, you're not gonna get it, are you? You're just gonna say, damn, JJ, he seems like he's on fire today. That Jay is on fire. He's on fire. I mean, I don't know. It's trying to make a point, that's all. The point is, when you're lacking in the things that you're lacking in, and their basic necessities, you gotta get clever if you're gonna continue to do what you do. So what's up with my audio setup? Yeah, okay. If you're that curious, I don't know. It's annoying. Like, with OBS, you know, my streaming software, the past few streams that I've done, the audio has been iffy at best, and it's like, it's not cool. I have one level, and my level is the desktop audio, and it's like, that's it. Basically, I've been going into the Windows sound control panel, and I've been checking the tick box that says listen to this device, and as a result, it becomes audible, and so therefore it is actually a thing that I can control with the desktop audio as long as I have that set to the right output source, etc., etc. And that's fucking annoying because I'm accustomed to having a level for every sound input that I have. So having one level really sucks. I got two microphones right now. I got this one, and then over here, I got like that one. Whoa! Easy does it, Jay. Don't be too animated. You're not that healthy. But anyways, I figure that's a pretty good, and they're both low latency. I think they're synchronized. They're operating at a measly 44 kilohertz, but that's still higher than my ears can hear. I'm an adult, so my kilohertz range is about, like, what, 0 to 20,000? And not really. It's more like 0 to 15. That's... If I was not the Avenger, if I was a little boy, it would be more like 0 to 20,000. So I think that, like, you know, I think 44,000 hertz, otherwise known as 44 kilohertz, is perfectly adequate. But I try to do better than that normally when I have the resources. I really do. I strive for perfection. It's just, what the fuck, man? I guess my standards have gotten a lot lower in like the past year. Go figure. I don't know. What is it, a year? I don't know. You tell me. It's just, it is what it is. I gotta get back to work, so let's do it. I'm looking forward to this. I'd play some music, but you know, I don't want to get too cocky. That sounds like a cocky move. All like, I'm barely functional. I'm keeping things consistent. I don't think the stream's going to suddenly end. I don't think my audio's going to cut out. I might even, you know what, fuck it. I'll just do it. It's easy enough. It's easy enough to do. I'll do it. I'm not a tease. I'm not teasing you. It's really going to happen. Here, we do this. I got totally capable, and I'm not totally falling apart like a. You ever see like a car driving down the road that like has a muffler that's held on with a coat hanger, that has like a headlight that's held in place with duct tape, maybe electrical tape, basically same difference. They got like a car door that's basically completely dented in from an accident, and you can tell if they open the door, it's basically falling off. Because they removed the door handle on purpose. Because, like, if you open it, it's gonna fall off. Let's nip that in the bud right away. We'll take the fucking handle off, and now it's never gonna fall off. Because nobody's gonna open the door. There's no handle. There's no interface. Like, that's kind of like, it feels like every major problem that crops up these days, like that's the car, my life is that car, and every day it's getting a little more hoopty. My life gets more hoopty every time I get a new serious problem. It's not conducive to looking like I know what I'm doing. It doesn't make me look like a professional. I know. It's like, I'm not like oblivious to reality, people. If anything, I probably bitch about reality way better than you do. Probably, but I'm not gonna go there. This isn't a competition. I'm not like trying to be the world's greatest reality interpreter. I'm not. That's not a real thing. Like, seriously though, we could talk about that. I'd love to. As soon as I get this like fucking chat window, I got it. It's popping out right this second. I got this. I mean it. I mean it. You're gonna see it. I don't know why my computer's like, I guess it's loading. Maybe it's a bandwidth thing. Just give it a second. I got this. Give me a second. Here. Pop out player? No. Pop out chat. Yeah. You got this. Alright, Windows source. And I want to say action. I'm waiting to say action. No. That's not. Where's my fucking chat window, yo? Pop out the fucking chat already. Is this my like pop-up blocker? Let me turn off Ghost Street. It's gotta be. Where's the pause button? I forget where the pause button is. Okay, you know what? Here. I think if I just click it like a normal person. No? Okay, right click it like a no. It's so embarrassing. Oh, here it is. Let's see it. Yeah, I got this. I mean it. I mean it. I'm not a tease. I'm not a faker. I'm not a liar. I got this. There's a certain point you gotta give up. If you're failing, you gotta give up. If you're failing, you gotta give up. I'll go use Chrome. I'm a resourceful person. I'm a very resourceful person. I'm gonna get rid of this stupid window capture. It's not helping. There's nothing to capture yet. If you're a resourceful person, you know how to get lots of options. So like when your options fail you, you just go to the next one. It's that simple. The real problem is when you run out of options, and then you're just like, I'm helpless. Help! I'm helpless. I have no options. Fuck me. I'm totally not used to this. I'm a resourceful person. I know I have options coming out the wazoo. Whatever the hell a wazoo is. If you know what a wazoo is, you must be a resourceful person. Because I don't. I'm like, what the fuck is a wazoo? I could probably look it up on Urban Dictionary. I do have that as a resource. I'm not resourceless. But I just have no reason to look up Like when I go to Urban Dictionary, it's usually because there's something hit that I've heard, like some kind, like these. Oh man, don't even get me started on today's slang. Like the new words that people are coming up with, they're not impressing me. Granted, sometimes it's clever. Other times, most of the time, it's just lazy. It's like it's ultimately a convenience thing. It's like you want to get your point across. I know. Look at how much work I put into it. It's not fun. It's basically a whole lot of work. But there is a certain amount of satisfaction in knowing that your point got across. It's not like is anybody basically a whole lot of fuck. At least I can articulate of satisfaction and knowing that your point got across. Some people think getting listeners is the struggle. It is I'm happy to say. And knowing that's the right some people think getting listeners is the struggle. It is I'm happy to say. And knowing that's the right and like, guess what? I knew when to give up. I knew when it was hopeless. Wait, helpless? No, hopeless. That's what I meant. You know, it's like I knew it was hopeless because, like, I think this happened to me once before. I tried to get the fucking chat window to work, and it didn't fucking work. So I knew to go to Chrome, and I still do. And that's that. And I can continue this weird little habit of showing you that nobody's watching, and I just like showing that I'm functional. I don't need viewers, I don't need fans, I don't need you. What are you gonna do for me? What are you really gonna do? You know what it's like when you're a resourceless person and you actually have like support, like a normal person is happy to have friends. They're happy to have, you know, attention. Like, they're happy to be a little functional attention whore. You know, I hate to sound like an unappreciative person because I'm not. I do not take things for granted. It's just like fans and followers and attention givers. That's a stress. Those are more people I'm going to let down eventually because I can't maintain the level of, like, interactivity that, like, people... Like, when I was at the Avenger, I took phone calls, and that was convenient, because, like, a phone call only lasts the length of a phone call. You're not expected to, like, go the extra mile and start, like, going to your phone caller's Twitter page and, like, replying to their posts. You're not expected to, like, go to their Facebook and, you know, like their, you know, wall. Nobody calls it a wall anymore, JJ. Whatever they call it. Yeah, you're supposed to go and you're supposed to either say something or fucking like it or dislike it. I don't know. I don't do any of them. I'm just like, and I don't even know. You know, the last time I tried to eat, you're going to love this. You're going to love this. I'm going to take advantage of my camera being pointed down. This is my work area, and I'm going to use it. I think you're going to like this. I'm practically amused. But at the time, I was totally not amused, okay? Like, and here's the deal with this, all right? Those are just like tobacco crumbs and ashes. That's no big deal. And, those other things are reflections of light. So, here's the deal. My couch is broken because I'm so good at sitting on my ass. I got this couch, this futon. I saw it on the side of the road when I was riding my bike home on my Schwinn Predator, and there was a little sign, and I rode up to it because it was a very little sign. It was like a little piece of paper taped to this thing, and it said, free for anybody willing to take it home and get it out of here. Right? So that's a pretty good deal. And because of the fact that it's made out of this material, it's basically immune to bed bugs, which are still a real thing. And I mean, I'm such a resourceful person, I'm not even scared of bed bugs. Most of you people are probably scared of bed bugs. You'll probably throw out a piece of furniture when it gets bed bugs. Me, I know what bug spray to use. I will fucking spray the fuck out of it, and I will be bed bug free, and I will continue to enjoy my furniture. You're not as resourceful as me. You'll just throw it away. And that's when I capitalize and I get free furniture because I can't spend $400. This is like a $400 to $500 piece of furniture, people. Like that's some privileged shit. The last time I spent $500 was taking my gecko to 3 different veterinarians. That happened last month. That's a thing. Yeah, it's a setback too. In reality, it's not like, in theory, if I had the extra money, that would be no big deal, right? That's just, me trying to be a good pet owner. I don't even consider myself a pet owner. I'm like that guy's big brother. He's relying on me for his life. And I'm fucking failing him. I'm not going to go there. We're not going in that direction. We're going in the direction of the last time I ate food, it was breakfast cereal. I like to eat breakfast cereal when I'm depressed. And I pretty much always wake up depressed. And I guess I dozed off or something because, like, 1 second I'm eating cereal, the next I'm swimming in milk. I'm just like, oh, fuck. But luckily I had some paper towels that I have enough sense to keep close for when I do. It's not the first time. Sometimes I knock over my ZPAs and I'm swimming in ZPA. Other times it's milk. And yeah, I ultimately addressed it by, I had a bucket that I'm trying to clean my skateboard ball bearings. So naturally, I was able to capitalize on that. The bucket, I just mop up the milk, throw it in the bucket. No big fucking deal. I'm resourceful. I'm ready for chaos. The thing that you're really gonna like, though, is it happened again. This time it was strawberry milk made with Hershey syrup. Like, I basically got to eat most of my cereal. It's like, oh, I only finished half a bowl, but that was enough. At any rate, but I was still craving the milk. To say, man, milk's good. We're mammals, right? We're tit suckers. It's natural to crave milk. Even when you're a full-grown ass adult, we're still mammals. It's not like that ever goes away. Any warm blood, it's like pumping in your veins. You're a mammal. At any rate, yeah, so I'm making my strawberry milk. I'm like, that's good. I'm going back outside. I'm going to work on some stuff. And I'm standing here drinking my milk. And I guess I doze off. Well, I'm like standing like this. Like, I'm going to sit down any second. But my milk is so good, I'm just going to stand here and drink it. Because sitting down is like, I got to transition to do that. And I'm just like too busy enjoying my milk. And it was around that point that I fall asleep and I dump my entire glass of milk into my little fucking cave, my ass cave, from where I caved in my couch. And I'm still trying to decide if that's like made the thing more comfortable or less comfortable. It's like I got my back thing, so I think if I can manage to use it just right, I think it might be more comfortable. So far, it's not that comfortable. I'm basically kidding myself if I try to tell you that it's actually a mod. I enhanced my couch by breaking it with my ass. No, not really. No. But, I mean, I can still work with it. Like, if I put those little back support things. See, I had to get a second one. I'm basically doubling up on them because, like, I don't know if you noticed, this one over here is totally misshapen. Like, I don't know what I've been doing. I haven't been slam dancing on the couch. Don't ask me how that happened. But, like, I mean, shit happens, man. I'm resourceful. I deal with it. When the shit happens, man, I make the shit happen. That's how resourceful I am. I make it happen. That's what's up. I'll go to a goddamn public access studio and I'll start a new fucking production. Yeah, it makes shit happen. But this is not actually cool. So like I did that and then I'm just like, fuck this. I'm gonna go and sleep next to my gecko tank, my terrarium, because they need me, they need my company. They love me. I love them. But I slept as long as I could until the nightmares woke me up. And then I'm like, I gotta get out of here. I can't hang out with you guys. Because you're in the process of dying from a tumor that I can't help get removed. It's that fucking simple, people. If I just had the resources to get the tumor removed, there'd be no problem. Like, I thought we were living in the future. Well, how hard is it to remove a tumor? It's probably benign. It's not like he's got cancer. Granted, I don't know. Maybe it's going to turn into cancer if I don't get it removed. You're kind of supposed to get the tumors removed before they turn into the cancer. It's kind of a funny word, cancer. It's funny. It's infantile. It's like you're probably a loud and proud human being, right? You're like so proud of your voice and your hair and your speed. You're probably real good at typing, maybe texting, maybe driving, maybe getting busy. I don't give a fuck because it's all pretty infantile. You know why the word cancer exists, right? I think you do. I think it's pretty well known. But I mean, if you just stop and think about how fucking infantile that is, it kind of puts things in perspective. How much we need each other for strength, to stand on each other's shoulders. It's like you're way high up on your totem pole. I used to be there, and I'm pretty low now. But you don't get to the top of the totem pole without standing on shoulders. It's like the best doctors of the time period, like back when, like, what? You ever seen, like, Spartacus? Like, back then, it's kind of like the best doctors and caretakers and surgeons, if you can believe that. Would you want an infant performing surgery on you? I think not. Did you gaga goo goo? You're like, no, baby. No, it's the right leg, not the left leg. Left. Look, baby, you can remember because you make an L with your left. That's gaga goo goo. Then you don't know the alphabet, do you, baby? Gaga goo. Oh, yeah. I want to get a second opinion before we do this procedure. Thank you. Gaga goo goo. So anyway, the reason why they call it cancer is because when people used to get, like, breast cancer, tit cancer, like, it was a problem. It existed. It was a real thing. They had to get it they had to deal with the problem. It's a painful, like, thing that you gotta get removed. And so what? Well, I guess when people are using swords, when people are having sword play and they're slitting throats and taking all your belongings, they're fighting wars, they're conquering, they're being conquered. I guess when people are cutting into each other all the time, it's pretty easy to find an infantile doctor that'll do the same thing, but they're trying to help you, not kill you. You can believe that. And yeah, they thought, oh, this tumor that I removed from your tits, when I fillet it in half and look inside, it resembles a crab. Oh my goodness. It resembles a crab. I guess it's more like 4. Yeah, it's a crab. Your tumor is a crab. Therefore, I will call it cancer. Ta-da! Now that's some fuzzy logic. Infantile, but courageous and well-meaning, albeit completely unbelievable. Like, seriously, they were lacking in basic knowledge back then. That's some basic knowledge. But at the same time, apparently they were experts at gazing into the sky and looking at the stars and thinking, that's a crab, that's a lion, that's a fucking whatever. A scale. uh, maybe a goat or an archer, maybe or I don't know, man. I forget how many. I guess there's a water bearer, whatever that is. I think technically a water bearer is like a slave. I think that's like a special kind of slave that like a privileged motherfucker keeps around specifically to go get clean water and bring it back. It's kind of like your water cooler man. You know, your sexy, muscly water cooler man. It's like when you're taking your water break and you're trying to figure out, I don't know who's in better shape, my UPS guy or my water delivery guy. Because they both wear shorts, and they both are in Ooh, I'm getting hot right now. Hot and super bothered. It's like, yeah, back in the day, those were, I think, slaves. I guess maybe servants? Like, it's basically somebody you kept under your roof, that's for sure. And, I mean, I don't know if they wanted to be kept like pets. I'm at the point where I'd be happy to be kept like a pet if you just take my problems away. I'll be your pet. I'll be your dog. Iggy Pop sings, Now I Want to Be Your Dog. I literally need to be your dog. As long as you let your dog keep geckos and, like, if you provide your dog with fentanyl patches, if you, like, give your dog a ride to the bank to take money out and go put it in another bank so that your dog can pay off its debt. Because your dog is good. Your dog makes good on their commitments, but they still need resources to go and make good on their commitments. And obligations. Pets are kind of like obligations. They're kind of like little kids, because, like, you know, kids, you gotta feed them and clothe them, and that costs money. And debt, basically, that costs money. So, and the people that I'm paying my debt to, they're practically extended family. They're like my kids. Everybody that I owe money to, they're like my kids. And I don't want to abandon my kids. I just want to pay off my debt. That's why I've never declared bankruptcy. Although, I swear, man. Papa could be a rolling stone if he really... I mean... The hell of a thing. Hell of a thing, man. Important to you, huh? Playing video games, obviously, because you're watching JJ Styles 0001 on Twitch.tv, the only stream network for real gamers. Everybody else is a fucking poser, man. Like, if you're a real gamer, you're on Twitch, and you're watching and you're streaming. Like, you're doing both, and you're probably playing a video game while you're doing both. Going like, oh, I'm gonna comment in the chat room. I'm gonna go back to the controller. Oh, gotta go back. Oh, now I'm back. Oh, no. Yeah, and then you're streaming and you're like, oh, I gotta play. Oh no, somebody replied. Oh, I'm gonna type. You know, because I can't say an emoji. Like, Twitch has a million fucking emojis, custom emojis, and you can't really say them. That doesn't make sense. But how awesome would that be? If I could actually just open my mouth and go like, and like then you got the smiley guys off. You know the one I'm talking about. Like, how awesome would that be, huh? Have you ever had that thought? When I'm streaming, I just want to open my mouth and that emoji, you know the one. It's, we use it, you know, the Larry eyes, like the... You probably think I'm a phoebe. You probably think I'm a poser. You probably think I don't even know how to program. You probably think these things. Because I'm in rough shape these days. A lot of the time. You probably think I'm a fucking phony. Well, you know what? I don't care. I never have. Because I'm used to bullies, I'm used to haters, and I'm used to being awesome. I'm used to being original. I'm used to being a loser. And I really don't need support. I don't really need understanding. But it's like setting the record straight a lot of the times. I think it's pointless. It really is. Like, if things are bad, shouldn't I be, like, shouting help at the top of my lungs? Like, why am I trying to explain why I need help rather than just saying, help, help, help? Like, that's a big difference, right? I'm so funny. I'm so sloppy. I got all these tobacco bits with my skateboard. I'm trying to clean my ball bearings. I'm so sloppy. It's hilarious. At any rate, yeah, that's a pretty big difference between, like, describing why you need help. It's because I'm proud. I'm super proud. Except proud isn't even, like, the right word. Because proud indicates, like, a bunch of negative connotations. It's more like I respect my suffering and my sacrifices. It's more like I'm like, I had a better word than proud earlier. It's more like I'm fucking, so impressed. I'm impressed. It's like there's a difference between pride and just being impressed. I'm just like, wow, JJ, you're the shit, man. Yeah, like, how are you still going? He's like a Timex watch. He takes a licking and just, he's not only ticking, he's ticking louder than he's ever ticked before in his entire life. That's not his heart, is it? Did he get a pacemaker? Alright. Because he's actually ticking like a time bomb. Like, the man is a walking time bomb. Ha ha. That's not funny. Black coat, black shoes, black hat, Cadillac, yeah. The boy's got bomb. Black coat, black shoes, black hat, Cadillac, yeah. Anyway. I discovered that I'm actually a little better off than I realized. Oh. I didn't think I had, like, ABEX 7s. But I do got quite a few ABEX 7s. It's like, when you clean them up, to the point you can read the... Granted, it could be a lie. You know what I mean? It could be a lie. It says ABEX 7 right there on the shield, right? The little, like, the little thingamabob that goes on the outside, like it's a shield. It shields your bearings from dirt. It protects your bearings from the harsh reality of the world. But the thing is, those shields, you can remove them and you can put them wherever you want. And hypothetically, it could be a lie. I know that is not the case. If my shit says ABEX 7, it's an honest to God ABEX 7. Like, I haven't gone and flim-flammed around with my shields. Like, if I'm not that capable. If I take a shield off, it's like one at a time. I don't have like 5 ball bearings, like just fucking wide open. Like, no. I clean them one at a time, and then I put the shield back on. I'm not trying to juggle 15 shields and 15 wide open ball bearings. I mean, I am a juggler. I know how to fucking divide my attention in some kind of a way that it's a funny thing. It's a funny thing. Like, I'm streaming and I'm blabbing at you at 90,000 miles an hour. He's pumping this shit out at 1,000 miles an hour. And so what? Well, I mean, like, look, I remember back when I was your age, whoever I'm talking to. Maybe I'm talking to one of the people that raised me. I don't know. I'm probably just talking to nobody. But hypothetically speaking, back when I was just tall, if your attention was divided, that was like a symptom of a difficult disease to handle and deal with. It wasn't considered like a virtue. It wasn't considered like a skill. It was literally called having divided attention. And they call that an attention span killer. They call that like a fucking They call that a behavioral disorder when I was your age. And in these days, it's practically like people want that disorder. And they don't even want medication for it. No, they just want to have the superhuman ability to focus on 90,000 things at the same time. Like, as if that's even a good thing, right? I don't think that's a good thing, guys. I'm sorry. I can appreciate and I can respect the desire to have such a skill, such an ability. I do. I get it. Our time is divided, so our minds might as well be as well. Hell, man, humans are more divided than ever. Divided by, like, their economic bracket, their class. That's more of a divider than, like, your skin color, your sexual preference, or even your actual sexual, like, your gender. Like, yeah, way to cure all of our social prejudices and hatreds. Why don't you fix classism now, you geniuses? You know how we fixed all these arbitrary and stupid prejudices? It was people like me playing in punk rock bands, traveling the country, and literally making fun of your prejudices to your faces. And if you don't believe it, you can just go listen to the Zero Tolerance Task Force. You could just, like, read the lyric sheets, and you know I'm not a liar. I basically did the job for you. And, like, that's it. I woke the fucking nation single-handedly. Why? Because they died. I was the only one. Okay. That's what you call spin. I did it all. I'm a revisionist historian. Just give me credit for everything. 'Cause you know what? It practically feels that way. I made the sacrifices. And at the time, they didn't feel like sacrifices. They felt more like privileges. That's what they felt like. I got to take time off of work. I got paid time off. I used it. Some people accrue paid time off, and they don't even take the time to use it. Me, I'd go on tour with an anarchy punk rock band, telling everybody how fucked up the ass they were with their own heads. Hey, you got your head up your ass. Why don't you take it out? It'll smell better. Ha 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 ha. And you know, most of the kids that we performed in front of and played to said, "You guys fucking rock. Yo, I can't believe you made it to my town. That is so cool." And we're just like, we're just happy to be here. Like, we're happy to be well received. Sometimes we show up in a town and people don't know who we are. They don't know what we're going to sing about. And they get freaked out. They're like, these people are here to burn our town to the ground. Not really. I suppose people do, like, fall asleep with cigarettes in their mouths and shit like that. But that's more of an accident, really. It's like when people say accident, they mean accident. It's not like people have accidents on purpose. It's literally an accident. Like, people don't have accidents on purpose. You don't call that an accident, do you? So no, we're not going to burn down your town. If we do, it's basically an accident. We might joke about burning down your town if your head's that far up your ass, you won't notice anyways. Because you're not going to smell the smoke and you're not going to see the fire. That's literally, you would not believe, like, come on, people. You would not believe. You know, I'm not a Democrat, I'm not a Republican, I'm basically an anarchist, alright? Because I don't trust you, I don't trust anyone. I'm like Stone Cold Steve Austin, DTA! Austin 316, I just whoop your ass. Or something. I'm not quite like that. I'm more like JJ Styles. If you know what that means. But no, I mean, I can relate. Don't trust anybody. I mean, I don't want to be that way. It's more of a survival technique than the way of life. It's not necessarily anything you want to be doing, but survival is still a thing. It's not guaranteed. Like, there's plenty of ways to end your life accidentally or on purpose. And it's not to be done because, Dr. Kevorkian tried to help people with that, and look how far he got. It's not a good idea to try to intentionally take life, right? It's like a bad idea. I think that's a pretty simple, so what? Well, once you start trusting people you don't even know, just because they wave a certain color, a red or a blue flag, I thought the United States had a red, white, and blue flag. It's not red, it's not blue, it's all of the above, right? So, how can I really make that arbitrary choice of who's right and who's wrong when ultimately they're all wrong? They're not doing what they're supposed to be doing, which is basically getting the job done. And what's the job? The job is getting me back on fentanyl as soon as possible. And nobody even hears me when I say that. They think I'm some kind of a stupid drug addict, and it's the drugs talking, that it's the addiction and the, poor JJ, he's in withdrawal. He doesn't even make sense. He's saying things that he doesn't mean. Oh, it hurts to watch. I'm going to change the channel. You dumbass. I need fucking opioids. I almost died. My body has not been repaired. You get it? I'm not fucking fixed. I shouldn't even be bending over. I'm really fucking high right now. I wish I was higher. And when I say high, I mean medicated, man. But I say high because you don't even you're not going to hear me if I don't say high. That's sexy. That's that perks up your ears. When I say medicated, that makes, JJ's sick. Oh, I gotta change the channel. This is no fun. No, I'm high. Get it? Yeah, I'm having fun. All right? Fuck, man. But can we all just live in reality? I was gonna talk about this earlier. I said earlier when I was telling you about the spilt milk, I wasn't crying over the spilt milk. I was merely trying to get a rise. I think it's funny because it's just a strange thing to do, but I did it, and I did it 2 times in a row. It's what the fuck, JJ? Goddamn. And then later on, when I woke up from the gecko room, I was so fucking, it's so difficult to wake up, man. But I'm walking, and I started to fall asleep as I'm walking, and there's a corner. There's a corner, a corner, that corner. Yeah, so I'm walking. I don't have my hat on at the time. I'm just walking. Boom, corner. Totally cornered my own face on a wall corner. I still got a lump. Right there. You see that? I still have a lump that I gave myself because I walked into the wall. Anybody want to give me a job? I might show up on time. Probably not. But that's beside the point. I could probably do an excellent job. I probably don't respect you, and I probably will sabotage you before I actually help you. Because it's very hard to earn my respect. I've been through so much, and I respect myself so much. I basically don't have any heroes anymore. I still kind of look up to Ric Flair because I strive to be like him in reality. I know, some of you have varying opinions on the whole, athletic and, combat and, you're like, Ric Flair, isn't he a sports entertainer? He's not a real competitor. He's just a sports entertainer. And you don't even get it. But it's okay. Some people do. I'll talk to them, okay? So, Ric Flair, he's a jet-flying, profiling, watch-buying, watch-wearing, freaking lady dancer. He dances with the ladies. Like, hell, man. He basically has his priorities straight in life. And what are his priorities? Partying. He's a party animal. And Ric Flair was born to party. He's the nature boy. You know, a lot of people, they try to tell me what that means. I think he's the nature boy because he knows what he was born to do. It's strictly natural for him to party. That's his thing. It's really just a natural kind of thing for Ric Flair to party his ass off. All night, every night. All day, every day. And he'll get in the ring and he'll have a professional match and he'll earn his paycheck, essentially. But as soon as that shit's over, he's partying. Hell, man, he might even party in the ring. He might have to, like, strut in the ring. You know, he's doing the strut. Sorry, I've been not that tall, I guess. He's like doing his Ric Flair strut, you know, like, woo! He's born to party. It's natural. So what? Well, fuck, he was in a pretty bad accident. He fucking was in a plane crash and lived. That's admirable. You know, people like to use the word intestinal fortitude. It's kind of gross. It's kind of gross. It's a little bit over descriptive, I think. I like the old time. You know, the non-politically correct term, I just like saying that person has guts. Because, like, no guts, no glory. That's a thing. They don't say, no intestinal fortitude, no glory. Like, what is that supposed to mean? That's gross. Why do you got me thinking about intestines? I'm talking about guts. Do you even know the difference between guts means that you have balls. Like, that's what that means. We're not talking about testicles. We're not talking about intestines. We're talking about characteristics and traits. And I'm sorry if maybe the wrong word was picked, but you know, there's a lot of double entendres in lots of languages, and we live with those. So, like, what does everybody have to be so nitpicky for? You know what? Let's just keep inventing slang. One of these days we'll get it right. And what'll that look like? I don't know, man. What did they say? In Idiocracy, that movie, that Beavis and Butthead, that Mike Judge movie, they say that, like, the language is a combination of, like, surfer dude and, like, Spanish and, like, trailer park redneck slang mixed with, like, it's basically like what they use in Blade Runner, the street speak. It's like a mishmash, jim jam, glib glob kind of situation. It's a lot like Blade Runner, but, like, it's all dystopian, basically. Blade Runner, Idiocracy, these are not things to be pursued, they're things to be avoided. You know, people these days, they act as if we're heading in the direction of a utopia. Like, give me a fucking break. Are you smoking crack or taking acid? Because I want whatever you're having. I'll do both. If that's what you're doing, because goddamn, if you think this is a utopia, you must have shit really figured out, and you must be privileged as fuck. Can I be your pet? I want to be your pet. You can have your own pet JJ. I'll even make a Craigslist listing. I'll put a classified ad in your local paper. You know, I'm giving away a pet. His name's JJ. You can adopt him, because he needs some fucking caretakers these days. He's struggling too hard. Doesn't have enough money. Doesn't have enough resources. He basically doesn't have enough help. He has tons of help. Tons. I have resources. I'm a resource, but I don't have enough. That's reality, motherfuckers. And you know, when your reality sucks, you're basically supposed to, like, fix it. What do you do if you can't fix your own reality? At some point, you're going to have to escape from it. Because if you don't, you might go postal. You might go Columbine kid if you don't escape from your shitty reality. It's going to happen. It's a real thing. You know, I think a lot of people have tried to understand the mind of a killer. You know, it's like, You might as well think of it as being in the Matrix. Because that person, they've already been in the Matrix for a while before they started their killing spree. They went schizo the moment they put pen to paper and said, all right, first I got to get a trench coat. Next I got to get a shotgun. Like, that's when they were officially schizo. Like, when they actually said, I'm doing this. This is happening. Not today, not tomorrow. But as soon as I've done my checklist, yeah, this is happening. That's the mind of a killer. It usually comes from desperation, helplessness, a lack of actual, like, communication with, like, actual friends. Like, just because somebody talks to you doesn't mean they understand you. It doesn't mean that they even care about you. It means that they're literally willing to give you, a minute of attention. That's pretty much what that amounts to. Like, a friend is somebody they're not willing to give you attention. They basically want to. They basically need to. That's a friend. That's the difference between that and that. And so what? Well, if you ain't got any real serious people that give a shit about you, can you give me one good reason why you should give a shit about anybody else? I can't. And I'm a very understanding person. How did I get to be this way? It's just a lot of experience. I've had good ones, bad ones, boring ones, fucking not so boring ones. Some that were inconsequential and ultimately just wasted my time or killed the time. Other times they were necessary, like discipline. Like discipline, that's like if you need a surgery and a procedure and you gotta get it, and then you gotta sit around for 6 weeks doing absolutely nothing because you gotta heal, that's discipline. Because you made the commitment to get the procedure, even though you knew the outcome was gonna be like boring. I gotta tell you though, even if you have no discipline, like, I feel bad for anybody that gets a procedure and they don't do that. Because if you're up and hopping around doing jumping jacks and jump rope or I don't know, whatever, if you go into the dance club, if you're getting laid, if you're not following doctor's orders, you're literally gonna make things worse. You're gonna take the procedure they performed and you're gonna nullify any effectiveness or beneficial things that could have happened whatsoever. You're gonna make things worse. You're gonna cause injury to injury. It's like the scar tissue is going to pile up on top of the scar tissue. It's a really bad idea. But people are nuts. Oh no, JJ. Don't put down crazy people like that. No, they're stupid. No, don't put down stupid people like that. Oh, let me guess, they're ignorant. Well, do you have a better word for a lack of knowledge? A knowledge that is critical to survival. That's ignorance. Oh, I guess that is ignorance. It's depressing. Alright, I'm going to pick out all my ABEX 7s. I'm only using ABEX 7s from now on. No 5s. And I need to find the cap for this one. Oh, but it's a 5. See? It's a 5. Yeah, you can't see. Have a good look. I don't want you to be ignorant. See, it's an ABEC 5. Yeah. 5. I'm not even going to use it. I'm still going to try to find the shield, though. I don't want to leave that. I'll probably find some kind of use for it. Maybe I'll put it on my razor scooter? I don't know. Maybe. Seems to work just fine. I mean, for a piddly little ABEC 5, right? Like I was saying, I don't even know if this rating system means that much. Because, there's different factors. Like, the rating doesn't actually determine everything. You know what I mean? Ooh, this ABEC 5, this one's seen better days. I don't know if you can tell, but like, here, have it close. Oh no! What did I do this time? Son of a bitch. Such a handsy motherfucker. I mean, I'm not that kind of handsy. I just mean I'm a hands-on type of motherfucker. And I don't mean literal, I mean, you know what? Everything's consensual. I think you know I know that. But this guy, he's all rusty. I gotta fix the camera now. You know what? I will fix the camera when I fix the camera. This is when I put up the Indian head and I say, please excuse our technical difficulties. We will be back with you in a moment when we get our heads out of our asses and can actually function like normal. Yeah. Sorry. Look, I'm just gonna tell you, the stream is secondary. The primary goal is getting these freaking ball bearings super clean. And then what am I gonna do once that happens? I'm gonna stream. More skateboard streaming. I got some pretty wild ideas cooking. Putting in some miles on the skateboard and the stream. Together. Working as one. The skateboard streamer. It's a dream. It's a dream. And the funny thing is, it's not even a big dream. It's basically, I've already done it. I just would like to do it more often and better. I'd like my streams to not cut out and be so glitchy. You know, I'd like to, like, focus more on the skateboarding and less on the streaming. Because when I'm holding the camera and trying to skateboard, I'm worried about dropping the camera. Like, I should be more concerned about, like, I don't know how much you skateboard, but, like, if you know that you're about to fall, like, there are certain things you can do to, like, you know, avoid getting, like, fucked up, man. If you get injured, if you get fucked up, that might interfere with your skateboarding. Like, whoa, I think we all know this. So, like, it's kind of like if you're gonna get punched in the face, God, it's driving me nuts. I can do this. This is one of those little pet peeves of mine that just really, like this. It's like different things piss people off really badly. For me, if I'm streaming and my camera freezes up like this, I'm not gonna take it. I'm not gonna take it laying down. I'm gonna fucking do something because I can't stand it. It's like it's tearing me up and eating me up inside. Where was I? Yeah, man. It's like if somebody's gonna punch you in the face and you have time and you see it coming, like you can react 2 of different ways. I think. Or maybe even 3, I don't know. But let's say hypothetically if you're like either a pussy or you're a wimp. What is that, JJ? Those are slurs. No, actually, they're character traits. I'll tell you the difference between a pussy and a wimp. A pussy's gonna go, not in the face, not in the face. Whereas a wimp is gonna try to maybe dodge the punch counter and come back with one of their own. They're gonna try to win the fight. Ultimately, they're gonna lose because they're a wimp. That's what wimps do. They're kind of like losers. They basically are losers. Wimps are losers. Right? But a wimp is prepared to lose, whereas a pussy is completely unprepared to lose. They're basically scared to lose, and they're gonna, like, if you have time and you see a punch coming your way, and the only thing you can think to do is say, right in the face! I mean, don't get me wrong. That's smart. It kind of sucks to get punched in the face. Don't get me wrong. I can't blame a pussy for being a pussy. Usually pussies are scared of very scary things. They're not stupid. They're actually, like, just really more concerned about self-preservation than actually, like, self-improvement or like, self-respect, maybe how others perceive them. Nah, a pussy doesn't really care about that. They're like, ah, the face. And like a pussy, like a wimp is gonna try their best. But if you're a pencil neck geek, you're basically gonna lose, and therefore you're gonna be a wimp. That's how that works. It's that simple. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm literally trying to enlighten you because you kids probably just think I'm mean. Because I tell you the truth. I grew up when that was still a thing. Talking about the truth was the way we learned. You got to know other people by telling the truth, if you can believe that. Like, some kids are still insecure. I was still insecure. Like, I was chubby, and I didn't want to admit to it. And if you brought up that topic, I was going to change the fucking subject. I did not feel like being too truthful about being a gynecomastia boy. That's not anything I want to talk about. Black boys got titties. Let's go juggle and jiggle. Let's motorboat him. Yeah. No. Let's change the subject. Thanks. It's all good. No. Don't mind these. No. This body is under construction. Please come back later when the facilities are available. In the meantime, please look away. Keep on moving. There's nothing to see here. But other than that, you pretty much hang out and you try not to be a total poser, and maybe you might actually learn instead of constantly tiptoeing and being a little pussy, afraid of every little encounter, afraid of every little truthful word that sounds like it might be an ignorant slur. That's another thing that, like, a slur is totally ignorant. It's usually like a mean thing that stems from a lack of understanding, whereas like a definition or an archetype or a description, a stereotype, like those don't come from ignorance. They come from sometimes they come from too much understanding. Like, if you can imagine that. Look, okay? Let me see if you understand these words, okay? Like, I'm sure you know what a stereotype is. They've taught you that in school, thank God. It's about time, right? But do you know the difference between a stereotype and a reputation? Why don't you give me a 500-word report on the difference between stereotypes and reputations? Go! I expect that report next week on my desk at the start of class. Have a good weekend. Feel free to go to the buffet or whatever. I'll be down there drinking on my birthday tomorrow. I plan on skateboarding there. Yeah, that's right. All right. Be good, class. No bullying. No teasing. Focus on your homework. More. God damn it. Yeah, what the fuck is the difference between a what? A stereotype and a reputation? What? Professor JJ? I'm not prepared to write this exam. I like you. I'm giving you an A because you said that out loud. What? That's crazy. I'm not asking for an easy A, Professor J. Oh, that wasn't an easy A. You actually, it's a rare trait that you just exhibited. Student, you get an easy A, and that's the end of it. I'm going to tell you why. It's because you admitted that you don't know shit about what we're talking about, and that's scary, that's humiliating, and that's ultimately bad. But these days, I don't know, man. It's like there's nothing to be humiliated about. And I kind of approve. I kind of think that's great. Like, why should shame exist? Unless you're actually, hurting people. That's the only time you should be guilty and shameful, is if you actually hurt people. If you're not hurting anybody, take your shame and your guilt and get rid of it. That's about that. Because I'm a goddamn computer hacker. I like knowledge, I like information, and I'm gonna get it by any means necessary. I'll break the law if I have to. I'd rather not, but oh man, I'm gonna have to use an ABEC 5. I gotta pick the best one out of the bunch, and I picked one at random. I don't like that. This one's better. Still better. No. Oh, this is the best one yet. You know what my criteria is? I want it to spin a long time. It's, I know, out of focus. I'm looking for a spinner. I found it. I don't even know if I'm not even, I'm curious. Hold on. Stop the presses. Stop the fucking presses. Damn. About ready to have a contest. About ready to throw a competition. At least these things are labeled, because otherwise I would certainly have lost track of the other ABEC 5. Really thought I would have found it by now. It's literally going to be the last one I look at. Whoa! Butterfingers. Oh, second to last. That's cool. I'm not a total loser. I almost am. That's how that works. I don't like feeling like a total loser because that's usually when I start to act crazy. Kind of like the last several streams where you're like, Jesus Christ, what's this? What's with this? What the what? It's like I know, right? I'm extra losery today. The scent of eau de loser is rich with this one today. That's what's up with those streams. It doesn't have to be, but it is. It's just the way it is. If things ain't going good, are you really going to feel like a winner? Come on now. I told you that I am capable of living in denial and lying to myself and all that. I am. But if I do it too long, I said this on the last stream, if I try to live in denial for too long, like the time period, if it becomes extended, I'm I basically get to a point where I can't do it because things get so bad, I just start crying, and then I'm just like, I can't stop crying. This is the worst day of my life. I'm impressed. This is not a competition. I actually am using 2 ABEC 5s. That's what I'm doing now. You're not in competition. You are now partners. Congratulations. You're both winners, not losers. And I made that decision because I'm a loser, and I'm not a loser because I'm awesome. That's what's up. That's how you do that one, kids. I bet you didn't even think of that option. Did you? Alright. If you did, then you get an easy A and you don't have to do the 500-word assignment on the differences between a stereotype and a reputation. Of course. Oh, no, I shouldn't even say it. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. There's less difference than you realize. It's actually a trick question. Actually a fucking trick question. You're like, that's not fair, Professor JJ. How are we expected to act seriously and give you a serious 500-word report from the bottom of our hearts, the bottom of our minds, our brains, How are we supposed to do this if you're giving us a trick question in the very beginning and not even telling us? What is up with that, dude? Are you perverse? Are you twisted? Are you like some kind of a sadistic instructor? Let me guess. You're a demon from hell, and you've taken on the guise of a human being. All right, enough. I get it. No, look. It's like spin. It's a twisting of the truth. People love to twist the truth because they can't take it. They're wimps. But wimps can take the truth. If you can't handle the truth, if you're in denial of the truth, you're back to being a pussy. Alright? So basically, there's a lot of pussies out there that have to mangle the truth and totally mix it up. And so the difference between a stereotype and a reputation is a reputation is something that you strive and work hard to achieve, right? Whereas a stereotype is usually a negative slur based upon observed behavior that is considered to be typical and practically predictable. It's like if you're a Jew, you're gonna put money above everything. If you're black, you're gonna love watermelons and fried chicken, perhaps. Which there's nothing wrong with that. I love fucking chicken and watermelon. Like give me a break. But if you're Chinese or Asian, you're gonna be a lousy driver. Just like a woman, for that matter. Those are fucking stereotypes. Get it? They're negative, but it's a trick question because of a little rock star known as Joan Jett, who totally rocks. You might want to look her up. Check out her work from your public library or the school library. We have some of her titles available. She has a little song called Bad Reputation. I don't give a damn about your bad reputation, about my damn reputation. Yeah, man. So basically, a reputation used to be a good thing until people started getting bad ones. And then it just basically became another stereotype, another lie, another contrivance. This is some more bullshit that makes life even less fun than it already is. So that's what's up, class. I hope that you've been able to think about this, but I know how hard thinking is because I'm lucky. I'm having a very lucid day today. Yeah. And if you're just tuning in, thank you for watching the JJ Styles 000 stream here on Twitch.tv. Brought to you advertisement free, just because I could really give a fuck about money. It's not going to buy you everything, but it probably could. I don't know. It's a lot of responsibility. Like, if you actually have money, you got to figure out when and where to give to charity, and, like, you know, some people are just totally confused, but they don't want to feel bad, so they'll give to any old charity with, like, no thought. It's just like, oh, you want my money? Here's my money. Please don't call me a bad person. I'm a good person. You're a stupid person. You don't even know what you're donating to. You're just a pussy that's scared to get called a bad person. You're a pussy. You're a pussy. You're not a wimp. You wish you had the balls and you wish you had the guts and the balls of a wimp. Wimps have guts and wimps have balls. But pussies have none of that at all. Okay, you got it? That's the difference. And that's not like I'm making fun of, like, vaginas. And I'm not making fun of cats. I'm literally making fun of, like, cowards that are not trying to change. Like, if you are that cowardly, if you're that big of a pussy, you might want to learn how to confront your problems. Head, what's that term? Head on. Head on. And I always wanted to get a tube of Head On. Did you ever see that? It's like chapstick for headaches. I always wanted to try that. I don't know if they still make it. Head On. For headaches. Head On. For... Whatever, man. I feel like I have a lot of really good knowledge that I never get to share with you. And I feel like I'm probably going to die sooner rather than later. Don't ask me why. I'm just like a negative person. I'm foreboding. Is that the right word? I'm a dystopian kind of dude. I see the negative future happening right before my eyes, where you see a utopian future. Alright, that's the way I roll. I'm more likely to listen to Sarah Connor than I am Elon Musk, I suppose. It's like just that's the way I was raised. I know Sarah Connor's not real, and good old Elon, he is. But I do listen to a band called Bad Religion, and he does talk about the hippies spouting utopian lies, and then everyone woke up from their dream state, and no one was, any better than before. Empty causes, cling to it all, everything you find. Empty causes, you've got yours and I've got mine. Up to. And I don't want to have empty causes. Fuck that. You got yours and I don't have mine. I don't have any empty causes. My causes are shit like world peace, global environmental responsibility, and like fucking net neutrality, artificial intelligence, which means like responsibility, planning, like every cause I have is of the feeding of the homeless. You see, it starts with the feeding, and then you can get on with the housing. But they're not going to trust you to give them a house if you're not even helping to feed them. It's kind of like being an animal. It's like if you, here, kitty, meow. Here, kitty, I got some fish. I got some cat, meow. Here, kitty, you want to eat the cat food in a house where there's no rain, and there's temperature control, and plumbing, and like electricity. That's kind of how that works. You gotta win their trust with a bite to eat, I guess, first. It's just like natural. Why is that an issue? If they're homeless, it's because they're lazy and they're stupid. No, don't even go there. That's like more stereotype bullshit class. Bad reputation, stereotypes. What's the difference? What's the fucking difference? I mean, shit, man. I'll make Gandhi had a bad reputation, right? Mother Teresa, Martin Luther King Jr. I don't know. I didn't get to meet them, and I think they were dead by the time I was born. Maybe not. I don't know. Nelson Mandela. Do I give a fuck? I've only met who I've met. I've met a few fucking famous people, and I look up to them. You can look up to your fake bullshit. Like, if you're gonna look up to people you've never even met before, why don't you just look up to Samus from Metroid? Because she's pretty fucking respectable. She's not real, but you know what? She's got some virtues. She's got, good attributes. Actual, smarts. If you're the only human on a planet and you're staying alive, in spite of a bunch of aliens that are trying to kill you, a bunch of crazy, locked doors and corridors and places you gotta get, but you can't because there's things blocking the way. If you can solve problems and stay alive while doing it, that's pretty fucking cool, man. You're practically superhuman at that point. When you're able to stay alive in the face of deadly danger and then fucking solve problems that other people can't, you might get cocky, I don't know. You might get respect? Maybe. If you look good while you're doing it, I suppose, you'll probably get the respect. If that's even worth anything to you. Money, respect, I don't need it. Oh, what do you need, JJ? I basically need medication. But what about the women? What about the cars? What about the... I just need my medication to even appreciate those things. Thank you very much. Otherwise, I don't appreciate a goddamn thing, and I'm lucky if I can function without walking into the corner of a wall. It's fucking been eating me up that I can't, like, do a functional stream and say what I need to say. I've been trying for days to share very important shit with you. I really have, and you've been looking me in the eye while I do this. So I think you know I'm not a fucking liar, I'm not a fucking phony, and I'm not a fucking thief. I'm not a liar, I'm not a phony. I invented fucking... You know, I could have been Justin. I'm a computer programmer. I could have invented Twitch. I literally... And I'll show you more about that in a minute when we go visit jsquaredwebhosting.com. But the thing is, back when I was your age, video gaming was nothing to be respected. That was not... You didn't take pride in being a gamer. And though I tried my best when I was a little freaking Zot the Avenger, you know, I tried to make video games respected. I tried to make them more than what they were at the time, and it wasn't worth it, so I moved on to other things rather than pursuing them as a way of life and making a goddamn thing like Twitch where everybody gets to live a nice, happy life as a nice, happy gamer with every fucking privilege in the world, like high-speed bandwidth that's not capped, not fucking, not like filtered, not like... I mean, really, the best possible bandwidth you could hope for would be like synchronous data transmission, where it's like back and forth, upload, download is the same speed. None of this bullshit where you get super fast download but slow upload. That's asynchronous, and that's not cool. That's not what I want. I want my upload to be just as fast as my download. Alright? And I want my freaking download to be just as fast as the fastest asynchronous connection. Alright? If my synchronous connection doesn't go as quick as the asynchronous one in its fastest mode, well, then that's not what I want. So take it back. Bring it back when it's what I want. Because that's what I want. And I want it to be like non-committal. I don't want to have a fucking subscription. You know what? I don't even want to pay for it because you're lucky to have me. You're lucky to have me. You're lucky I'm not dead. I almost died 20 years ago. You're lucky I'm not dead. You don't get it. You don't appreciate me. But you will someday. God damn it. And I know it. I feel it. It's like truth. You know how you... A lot of people strive for justice, right? Like in the courts, you know, in their appeals, in their life. You know how you know when you found justice? When it feels just like the truth. Do you know what the truth feels like? It feels like the truth. I don't know, man. It's like you know it's not a lie. That's what the truth feels like. When you know it's not a lie, and it's not because of faith, it's not because you believe it, it's because it's the fucking truth. And, like, there's empirical evidence. Like, it's been looked into. It's been studied. It's like, it's a well-known fact. It is clearly the truth because it is clearly the truth. That's how that works. All right? And if you know the truth, and you're the only one that knows the truth, and every time you try to spread the truth, people try to put you down like you're spreading lies, that's when you just kind of... I don't know, man. There's a lot of different ways to handle that. Probably has to do with your guts and your balls. Are you a pussy or are you a wimp? I'm kind of a both. I'm kind of both. Kind of, I can not today. I got bad nerves. That's different. If I sound like a wimp, if I sound like a pussy, it's because I got bad nerves. All right, guys? Come on now. Haven't I earned that privilege? That right? No. I'll get good nerves. As soon as I got, like, the privilege and the comfort with the comfort and with the privilege and with the safety and the security comes the good nerves and the screaming and the shaking. The bad nerves go away when you get the comfort. That's what that is. Look, man, I brought my skate tools. I brought both of them. I thought, yes, they're in this box, I think. I forgot about this box. Yes. It's all coming back to me now. I'm having a very lucid day today. It's true. I gotta capitalize. It's gonna be my birthday, and I want to have a good one. I don't want to have a bad one. And like, well, if I'm not having a good lucid day, it's probably gonna be all my fault if I have a bad one. If I have a bad birthday this year, I want to be able to blame you. So I gotta be on point. I don't want to blame myself for another bad birthday because I'm awesome. It's not my fault. Alright? Nobody ever taught me how to plan a good birthday party. If I've ever thrown a good one, it was pretty much by accident. How does that work? Like my band booked a gig and like it was on my birthday and we played it and it was awesome. That's like the way you accidentally have a good birthday party. It's like, I was just trying to have a good gig. That's what that was. My birthday. I don't even know how to have a good birthday party. They don't teach that in school. So that would be a great class, though. I would totally enroll in how to have a good birthday party. How to throw a good birthday party. Like the 101, the introductory class would be like how to throw a good birthday party when it's your birthday. And then once you get an A in that class, you can move up to 102, which is going to be how to throw your friends and family a good birthday party. That would be. That's why it's nice to stay in school, because of shit like that. Taking it to the next level in excellence. That's a thing. It's not about the scholarships, even though it is. It's not about the grades, the accomplishments. It's not about how much money you're going to be worth. It's literally about the fucking skills. The mad skills and the knowledge. Because with the mad skills and with the knowledge comes the confidence. And with the confidence comes the air of confidence. And with the air of confidence comes lots of good things. Oh yeah. There's free money. There's free sex. There's free... Hell, people will let you into free concerts. You can get driven... People will drive you around for free. All you gotta do is be confident and provide that person with what they need. And the world is your oyster at that point. How do I know? Oh, you know how I know. I haven't always been this pathetic. Give me a break. I'm like 40. You know I know what I know. Why would I lie to you? Why would I ever fucking lie? You know, being a liar is just about the stupidest thing you can do. Because once people find out you're a fucking liar and a phony, they're not going to ever trust you again. They're not going to ever believe another word that comes out of your mouth. Your filthy, lying mouth. So seriously, why would I risk that? Why would I ever lie to you? Not like I was a big liar ever. I mean, like, if I get into trouble, yeah, I'd try to save my ass. That's, like, about the only time I ever felt the need to lie. Is when I'm in deep, deep trouble, because you're not going to give me the time of day. You're not going to understand me. You're not even going to give me a chance. So I'm going to worm my way out of this. And I would still do that. But god damn it, don't paint me in that corner. I gotta go. I gotta skate. Thanks for hanging out and keeping me company. I really appreciate it. Take care. I'll see you later.